Alright, so if you own a ND Miata, this is probably the coolest thing that you could buy for the car at any price, pretty much. I mean, people always say first mod you should do is tires, but the only reason you need tires is to go racing, and the only reason people go racing is to look cool and show off, and this pretty much does all of that, and it ends up being like less than $200 US. So this is cooler than turbochargers. I don't care who you are. This is pretty much as cool as it gets. So guy named Dave has a website called plastibots.com. Does all kinds of cool electrical engineering wizardry and projects. So this is his creation, and I think I bought the V2, and I see that there's now a V3 out, so that's tempting. I might have to buy another car so I can get the V3. At least that's what I'm going to tell my wife I need another car for. Anyway, here it goes. Now keep in mind, I don't have the car in accessory mode, so I have to hit the unlock button to avoid it going into sleep. But look at that, it's freaking cool. I mean, I think this might be the coolest part you can buy for any car, regardless if it's a Miata or a Lamborghini. It's just freaking cool. And this is like show mode, so it doesn't run through all the sequences all the time. This is only for showing it off. You can put it in any one of the sequences that you see, and there's even more now in the V3 and possibly beyond kits. So once that sequence runs, it just goes into default, and then your car can look like a Porsche or something. It's badass. That's really all there is to say about that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the car in accessory mode now with the lights just turned on. So that's really where the NeoStrip sits. It gets tucked up underneath the bottom lip of the trunk. And there's a little module that's underneath behind the trunk liner, so you don't cost yourself any trunk space. But yeah, I just wanted to mention how freaking cool it is that we live in a day and age that people like Dave can make a product through manufacturing techniques that didn't exist before, with a reasonable amount of money, charge a reasonable amount of money, and connect with people like me and everyone else who buys this, and share it with everyone. So I think that's pretty freaking cool, and I think anyone who's cool with a car like this should go buy one as soon as possible, so we can all be cool together like we know we are. Another multicolor function, and the closer you get, the better it is, because you're standing at that angle of the chrome that's reflecting. The NeoStrips are pointed straight down, so there it goes. The piece of chrome on the bottom side is reflecting it straight up at you. Whereas if I start to kneel down, which even right here is pretty much where anyone in a Miata, their head's going to be while they're driving behind you, and you can see it's pretty clear. And as you go down, it gets a little worse, but literally no one is going to be looking at it from this angle, unless they're driving like an Indy car or something. So anyway, I'd say it's a success, and probably leave it this way for a while. I don't know if I love the chrome in the daylight. I'll have to take a better look at it and some more pictures in the daylight, but I think it's good for now. You know, my back of my car is all blinged out with all these different emblems. I'm getting a trunk lid that'll delete. That's where you can actually see it needs to get polished, but the shark fin was, I took that off because I like the profile view without it. And then regular factory emblems. So I'm getting a trunk lid that won't have that club emblem, which is a temporary thing, or the Mazda logo, and it'll have a molded in ducktail instead of this stick-on one. So that'll, I think that'll look pretty clean, even with the little silver bit. And long term, maybe debadging the other two spots. I know that leaves holes, but maybe a couple strips of vinyl will cover it and accentuate the width of the car a little bit more. So yeah, that's it. One last thing to note, I suppose, you know, you can get really creative with this and do really whatever combination you wanted. If I get in close here, you can see the vinyl is both on the top side of this gap and then the front of the gap. So you're getting the majority of the reflection from what I can see from this, so this top part. So if, like it's actually the bottom of the gap, you're getting the reflection from the bottom of the gap, and the back of the gap is, I'm not really sure if it's doing a whole lot besides causing you to see chrome or red or whatever you put there from really far back. So I suppose if you wanted to get creative, you could do a strip of the bottom and then in chrome, and a strip of the back in red if you like the reflection, but you want it a little bit in between with the colors. I would recommend actually having two different strips, because the back of the gap doesn't look fantastic trying to do it as one, and it was also a pain to apply. So if you did, like I did the red with a strip down here and a strip back there, so I would, if I did this again, I'd do the chrome in two different strips, or you could swap it up, do chrome on the bottom, red on the back, whatever you really want to do. I might actually try doing frosted on the back, or something tinted a little bit darker. We'll see. All right, have a good one.